Peace and blessings. We are back. Welcome to Mix It Up, where we talk about a variety of subjects and topics amongst friends and family. As always, I am Jamar Lee, and to my right, my man, my mojo,
Sovi D Great.
Before we get into our special guest, our very special guest, make sure you follow us on all social media outlets at mixitup.513. Again, it's at mixitup.513. And so, you want to take the time to introduce our special guest?
I will. I'll take the reins on this one. Without further ado, the man from ESPN 1530 podcast show called Don't Question Yourself. My guy, Mario DeRamus.
Yeah.
What's going on? Welcome to the arena, man. What's going on?
Welcome.
I want a handshake, man. Yes, sir.
I appreciate you guys having me on.
Appreciate you coming, man.
No problem at all.
All right, so, brother, you well-diversed in the sports world. I know you heard about this NBA decades list.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
So, I can go over the list. You want me to go over the list? So, first team, LeBron, KD, Steph, Kawhi, and Harden. Second team, we got Westbrook, AD, Melo, Blake, and CP3. Third team, we got the Kobe Bryant, D-Wade, Giannis, LaMarcus Aldridge, and PG-13. Now, do you agree with these lists?
No.
No?
Alright, so I really don't have an issue with the first team.
Yeah.
First team is fine. Steph, I understand it. 2 MVPs. KD, second best player in the NBA for more than half of the decade.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron, the best player in the league for the entire decade.
Of course.
Kawhi's where I'm like, because,
really?
yeah, I mean,
Okay.
alright, so the first championship that he won
Spurs, yeah.
with the Spurs, they beat the Heat. I understand that he played a vital role, but nobody was really talking about Kawhi until the playoffs.
You're right.
And then they were just saying how much of a defensive matchup or how much of a defensive presence he was against LeBron because he's the only person that could really match up with him.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
But Kawhi also didn't come on offensively until the past 2 or 3 years when he started working with Kobe.
I can see that. I can see your point.
I mean, for his career right now, he averages 17 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Davis is averaging 23 points a game, 10 rebounds
That's
a game.
right.
The only knock that I can see on Anthony Davis not being in the first team is injuries. But
Exactly.
I mean, at the end of the day, if we're talking about being at 100%, and I mean, there's only 2 games where he missed a vital part of the season.
I got you.
Only 2 seasons. And let's be honest, I mean, Kawhi sat out an entire year because he didn't want to play.
So with Spurs, yeah.
Well, I mean, it was contract issues.
Right, exactly.
But at the same time, I'm taking AD in the first team for all decade. I mean, it makes no sense. I mean, I guess you can get caught up in he got 2 championships now. He won Toronto a championship, their first championship.
Mm-hmm.
But is that enough to be like, okay, he's first team all decade? No.
Yep.
CP3, second team. Kobe, D-Wade, unfortunately,
They started to decline.
Yeah, they
within
started
10 years,
yeah.
within a decade.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be mine. So I'm gonna let you give your take first.
So let you go first. Because I got beef with Max. That's my thing.
Okay. So I'm going to agree with you, but I'm also going to disagree with you. I think Kawhi should be on the first team. I think the person who needs to be off the first team is Harden. This is why. I think he needs to be switched with Klay, only because Klay is the better pure shooter and he plays defense.
For all decade, Tim?
For all decade. Now, I know you guys don't agree with me, but just hear me out. Harden doesn't play defense. Harden, his percentage compared to Klay is worse. And Klay can help develop players around him.
Yep.
I know. For the game, for the NBA game and the NBA game that we stand in today, I will put Klay above Harden. I'm sorry. I will for the NBA game today, I will put Harden above Klay. But for just the whole sake of NBA, for the point of playing basketball, I think Klay is better than Harden just because of defense and he develops players around him. I know.
You putting Klay on the first team.
Yes. Okay, so let me be reasonable. I'm a nice guy. Let's keep Aldridge on, let's take Blake off, and then let's put Cat up there. That's how I feel.
Not for all decade.
Come on now.
Not for all decade.
Maybe the next all
That's
decade.
what I'm saying. Yes. The same thing for Giannis. Giannis should be on the next tier.
When was the last time Blake was great?
Well, Blake just had a really good season.
Yeah, he really did with the Pistons.
Okay.
With the Pistons.
Blake has not been Blake for the last 2-3 years.
How's he not?
He hasn't. He hasn't. Blake was a human highlight reel. How many highlights have y'all seen from Blake?
Well, his numbers got better. His dunks got worse, but his numbers got better.
That's what I was gonna say. It's what are you arguing?
He developed the
what
shot.
Are you debating? Yeah.
I don't think his defensive play has.
You love defense.
I do. I think that's what it is. I think his defensive play has suffered. I don't think he is playing with the same intensity as he used to play, and I guess you're right. I guess I just love defense.
I think what happened is you fell in love with the human highlight reel that he is, Blake Griffin, and you were so used to him dunking on everybody
but not that
and using this pure athleticism. But what happened was
he
realized that doing all those dunks started to result in him getting injured. Mm-hmm. So he said, what's the best way for me to be effective and to not get injured? How about I develop an outside shot? How about I work on my fundamentals? Which is what he did essentially when he went to Detroit.
I'm not denying that. But I also think that when he was with Doc and the Clippers, they forced him to play D. And I might be with my brother Shaw. He played a little bit better defense under that scope than he definitely
you
does.
got DeAndre to back you up there to say that too.
It may just be the defense.
I mean, in Detroit he's got Joe, but I would take DeAndre over Andre, honestly, for defensive purposes.
Yeah.
But
I know y'all mad at me.
I mean, I'm not mad at you. I just don't question yourself. You see, don't question yourself, man.
I love defense, and that may be it. As a coach, I just love.
Before you go, I'm just still trying to wrap my mind around Clay over Harden, because this is I understand what you're saying, and I get it that Clay is a very efficient shooter. He's got a pure jump. I think he's the best 3-point pure shooter in the league. Yeah. In the league right now. Yeah. But we don't even know if he can be the best player on the team and carry them to the playoffs. I don't think he
can be that.
We know that Harden can.
But can Harden play both sides of the court?
But can he get his team into the playoffs? Can he get them in a position to be in the championship conversation?
I understand.
Clay has Steph, who's a 2-time MVP winner. He played with KD, who was an MVP.
He like the defense.
But he cannot play both ends of the ball. And in basketball, you have to play offense, and it's not just about putting the ball in the hole. You also have to stop the other player.
Yeah, but neither can Melo.
The only reason why I have keep Melo on this list is because of the accolades.
Okay, but what about Harden accolades?
Harden doesn't have the same accolades as Melo.
He led the league in assists just 3 years ago, and he was second in scoring.
How many
he's got 3 scoring titles now?
Team USA.
So Harden
came out of college winning the college championship. He was the best scorer on Team USA, and he carried not one but 2 different teams.
Harden won 6th man of the year.
But Harden only carried one team.
Harden was the 6th man of the year.
That's what I was going to say.
With the Thunder.
Yes. Okay, but did he carry that team? Did he carry that team?
KD carried that team.
Okay.
Because KD was KD the best player on the team?
He was. Of course, he's the number 2 player in the All-NBA.
Okay. James Harden has carried the Rockets since he's been there.
That's one team.
He hasn't gone anywhere else.
He hasn't been anywhere else to do it.
And I'm just taking Melo on accolades.
Okay.
I understand, and that's why Harden would be down to team 2, to second team.
Yeah, we talking about the same Melo who couldn't stay on the Rockets last year.
Played 10 games.
I hold Melo up here because of his accolades.
You hold him up there for his accolades. All right, for one, he won the NBA or he won the college championship. They don't count that in the NBA.
Listen. That's just my list. I like Melo, and he wouldn't necessarily be on team 2. I'll probably drop him down to team 3, but I think he still needs to be on the decades team.
Melo.
We're gonna talk about this more when we get off real quick. So I'm not gonna touch too much base on this. We can move on to the next subject, but For the most part, I agree with the majority of the list. The only person I would take off is probably LA for Chris Bosh. It's the only person I was thinking. Aside from the injury factor, Bosh led the Raptors the most playoff wins. Also was one of the key factors for the Heat win that championship with that tip to Ray Allen. So y'all don't think Clay should be on it all decade, like at all?
No.
Maybe the next one, not this one.
Why?
Because I don't think he's a better player than Harden. I don't think he's a better player than PG. I don't think he's a better player over the past decade than Chris Paul. You know what? Maybe third team if we're questioning Kobe. But I don't question that, especially. One, because it's Kobe being Bryant. Two, because Kobe, even though he did suffer a bad Achilles injury and his play started to decline, like, we still take away from the fact that the man averaged 16 points a game in his last season at 40 years old.
Man, 60 points in his last game.
Yeah, it's
60 points in his last game.
Man, I'm telling you, I take Clay
think
over
about this.
Harden any day, because you can't. Harden's not gonna stop anybody driving to the hole, pulling up for a jumper.
Clay ain't gonna carry no team.
So wait, what are we basing this list on?
This is their list. This is the NBA.com list.
I'm just saying, what are y'all basing your list on? Because
I'm basing mine on it. Like, one, what they did. Two, the impact that they had on the team. And three, was it anybody better at their position than them? If we're ranking them off of that, like, over the past decade, I mean, if you think about it, 10 years ago from now, Kobe was in the finals.
He was.
Kobe won a championship 10 years. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said all decade team. It's not like the past four or 5 years.
I'm with that.
Decade.
But Kobe was only good until 2012. And then he started declining because of Achilles.
It was more 13, 14 because 2009, 2010 they won back-to-back championships. 2011, 2012 is when they lost to the Mavericks. Remember, because
so 2000. Okay, you're right.
So 2013, 2014 is when he tore his Achilles.
So 2013, 2014. Let's move on.
Let's move on. Like I said, after the show we'll talk about it.
Move on. Shaw. NFL top 5 players according to Ryan Clark.
Ryan Clark. So the list goes: Aaron Donald at 1, Patrick Mahomes 2, Khalil Mack 3, Aaron Rodgers 4, Julio 5. So the big topic of debate, from what I saw, from what I've been seeing, is: do you have an issue with this list with them leaving Brady off? Arguably the GOAT of the whole league. Like, do you agree with the top 5, with Ryan Clark's top 5?
Yeah, I agree with it for right now. I mean, because the top NFL top 100 that they do every single year.
And this is yearly.
Yeah,
this is yearly.
Yeah, it's based off of it's based off of the year before, so everything that happened in the previous year, and then it's based off of what the players say, for the most part, and then there's a couple writers who get their input. But I don't have an issue with anybody being on this list. I mean, would I move Khalil Mack up? Yeah. Because I think he's the second best player in the league.
It's a problem.
Yeah, and I wrote an article back in the day, when he was coming out of college, actually about him and why I thought the Houston Texans should have drafted him number 1 overall. Which I think Jadeveon Clowney obviously just got another contract, is a freakish athlete. I think Khalil Mack was coming out of college
Clowney just got plugged more.
Yes.
Got plugged more.
Well, yeah, and I think the hit that he had against Michigan, where he knocked the running back helmet off. Yeah. I mean, obviously that blew him up even more.
Right.
But Khalil Mack was a middle linebacker at Buffalo. At Buffalo, over 100 tackles, led the team in interceptions, had 3 defensive touchdowns that year. The guy is a freak of nature. He Pro Bowl, or he's an All Pro in 2 different positions. Yeah. So a defensive lineman and linebacker.
He can read an offense like no other.
Yeah, and I think that I think Aaron Donald obviously is the best player in the league, but I think it could be more of a toss up. Patrick Mahomes just did something that
he just went nuts. He just went
Well, he did something. When was the last time somebody started their first year?
Exactly.
I thought it was the second year.
No, this is first year starting.
Okay, I'm sorry. I see what you're saying. I'm sorry. Yeah.
First year starting. And you got to think, they got a brand new offensive coordinator. It was Eric Bieniemy first year as offensive coordinator. 1 MVP won Offensive Player of the Year. He almost threw 50 touchdowns in his first year starting in the NFL. And obviously he had a year to sit, kind of learn the speed of the game, but it's different from sitting and actually playing. And then you got to think he did most of this half the year without Kareem Hunt, who was one of the best running backs in the league.
Absolutely.
I think what he did is highly impressive. Aaron Rodgers is once in a lifetime talent.
Yeah.
And I won't lie, we could go way back because look, one thing I've always done, I've always studied the NFL. I've always watched the NFL draft every single year. I don't know why I waste my time, but I do. I
do it too.
Yeah,
I was just saying Hooters watching it.
Yeah, I watch the NFL draft just because I like to see, kind of like it helps me understand like the mindset of different teams.
And what they're looking for.
Yeah, and when Aaron Rodgers was coming out during the draft, I never understood why people loved Brady Quinn so much.
You went to Notre Dame.
Yeah, he obviously
he wasn't even that talented in Notre Dame.
Yeah, Charlie Weiss was his coach.
Well, yeah, Charlie Weiss was his coach, and obviously he was on the forefront of everything because
Weiss's accolades in New England.
Yeah, but he was a top recruit coming out of high school, but Aaron Rodgers was the better talent.
Yeah. Absolutely. Better natural talent.
Yeah, and Brady Quinn, his throwing mechanics were so robotic to me. You know what I mean? Like and when somebody's that robotic, it's almost hurting. The only person I've ever seen that's kind of like robotic is Peyton Manning. That's just a machine. Everybody else is pretty much it's a natural thing for him. So
I like that.
But Julio Jones, in my opinion, is the best receiver in the league. Antonio Brown. People can say what they want. I think he's number 2. Because a lot of people question, is it the system or is it Brown? Because, he caught a lot of short passes.
Exactly.
That turned big, especially the year we had, 127 catches. A lot of those were very, within, 10 yards.
Dunks. Right.
But Julio just caught 136 2 years ago.
The only knock on Julio is not really a knock on him. It's a touchdown, so of course you know that.
Yeah.
But that ain't his fault. It's not his fault.
Well, that's my thing. If you knock Julio for touchdowns in the season, you gotta knock everybody else. Because he led the league in receiving yards this past year, but he only had 6 touchdowns. So do you say, oh well, he's okay, but he only had 6 touchdowns, but he led the league in receiving yards?
I think if Brown had a bigger stature to get DBs off of him, he might score a little bit longer, but he's just not that. Well, I'm not saying he's not that big. He's just not bulky enough to shed that. Yeah. Go ahead, Shaw. What do you think about the list?
I'm cool with this list. I don't have an issue with that at all. Before we move on, I think like you said, it's yearly based. I think they did a good job at it. I thought adding Julio to finish out that top 5 was great. Seeing a receiver get recognition.
Yes.
Because even though they're considered the diva of the leagues, I don't think they get enough credit for the impact that they had. Because people always say the same thing with running backs. They're a dime a dozen. You can find them almost anywhere. But there's only certain impactful receivers that can affect the game, such as a Julio, the AB.
But that's interesting that you say that because no running back being mentioned on the list. Right. And right now, I got 2 running backs that are premier running backs sitting out.
Just holding out.
Because they want a new contract. So, do you think that this list, do you think that people sit back and say, well, why would I pay him as a top 5 or 10 player when you're not even being mentioned? I can go get another running back.
Well, first, I agree with this list. I don't agree with the numbering. I would definitely put, I would switch Aaron Rodgers. I would put Aaron Rodgers as 2 and move everybody back. I love Patrick Mahomes. I think he does have a quality skill. I want to see him develop. And I'm not mad that Brady didn't make it because Brady gets frustrated when he gets touched. And I know New England fans are out there. I know Brady fans are out there. I'm happy that he did not.
They gonna flame me, bro.
I'm happy he did not make
the
list.
They gonna flame me.
If Brady didn't have, if Brady and Mahomes switched, Mahomes would definitely prosper more.
I'll say this: I want I don't have an issue with Brady not being on the list, not being a top 5 player, because he's not. He's not a top 5 player. He's probably a top 5 quarterback, and he might be number 5.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Keeping with the NFL, Marshawn Lynch was just in the news about his camp. An angry mom at the camp. I'm going to hold my response for last, just because I'm coming from a coach standard, and I don't know how you all feel. I'm coming from a coaching father. I don't know how you all feel, so I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna love this conversation that we're about to have. So, Sylvie, what do you think about that?
Coming from a father's standpoint, coming from a person that's played sports under similar circumstances, you see the man play the game. You know how he plays. You see he's an emotional player. You know your son at one point, if he wants to play sports, he's going to come across this issue, whether it's from a coach, an opposing player, opposing coach, somewhere along the lines. A cheerleader, yes, somebody's going to antagonize him, a fan, anybody. I think it should be expected, especially if, like I said, if your son is going into sports. Also, from a coach's standpoint, from what Marshawn was doing for his community, for him to put himself out there, to even take the time out of his day to coach all these 200-plus children, and for him to take the time out to address just one mother being complained to, should show his integrity with the type of person that he is. And like he said, you know, if you don't do one of my drills, there are consequences, whether if it's push-ups, laps, or if it's me telling you to get the F out of my drill. You know, that's the lesser of the two evils. Right. In my mind, or the lesser of the three. And either I would much rather to hear you say, get the F out of my drill, rather than to go run the hill, run a lap, or do push-ups, or do suicides or somewhere like that. So my stance is, Marshawn, keep doing your thing. Cuss at anybody you want to in camp. Keep it up. Like, you had no issues. This lady just tried to blow it out of proportion, in my mind, just to get a little publicity. Just doing her own thing. You know, I mean, she could have been upset. Sure, but there was no reason for her to put that out there. No reason at all.
I mean, I started playing football when I was 9 years old.
Same age as this kid.
Yeah.
Same age.
And I mean, obviously I grew up like with a single mother, so it was a little different for me from the aspect of having somebody like a man like pushing me. I don't have an issue with it. Look, football is all about passion. It's all about passion. It's about skill, especially when you're that young. Because you really, honestly, I knew about football. I knew how to play football, just because like I watched it. I did play, like I just didn't play organized until I was 9. So when I started playing, like I won't lie. I remember first time I messed up on the drill, I had to run laps, and he didn't tell me nicely. I mess up if I'm like, and I was the running back, so if I was going through a hole, go through the wrong hole, mess up the entire play, grab me up, and then he'd be like, "Why we gonna do it again?" And then mess up again. It's either why what were you thinking, and it wasn't said like that. But so I mean, I definitely understand it. I mean, it's a part of coaching, and people can say what now if the kid was like 4 or 5. You know what I mean? Then I could be like, you got to be a little bit more lenient on that kid. But 9 years old, you past the point of like really learning the game. Now it's how can I get better?
Right.
You at the age of, all right, how can I get better? Exactly. What can I do to get better? What is everybody else doing that makes them better at the next level? So once he gets to junior high, high school, he'll be exposed to all this. I mean, is she worried about cuss words? It's cuss words everywhere. Music, TV, school. The teacher might be saying worse things than the coach.
My standpoint, I'm gonna first give it as a father. As a father, I cuss at my kids all the time because I refuse to have my kids go out in the world and be butthurt because their manager or their coworker or their boyfriend or their girlfriend or why, call me a bitch, or whatever. I don't care. You can get mad at me, but I'm exposing my kids to reality so they don't grow up as timid or grow up hurt and find little things hurtful and not be able to function in society. because that's the society we live in. They're going to cuss at you. A lot of people don't know how to express themselves without cussing. So they're going to cuss at you. It's not a bad thing. It's just a thing that you got to get over.
Right.
And as a father, I know who Marshawn Lynch is. If Marshawn Lynch doesn't cuss, I'm going to look at it like, wait, who is this dude? Is he taking hot yoga or something? Like, I'm going to a Marshawn Lynch camp. Marshawn Lynch cusses on public programming. What do you think he's not going to cuss around these kids for?
Well, I either want to hear him cuss or say, you know why I'm here.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I don't understand. And as a parent, when I saw the video, Marshawn Lynch, you said nigga. You must say nigga every day. Wait a minute. And then she cussed in the video. So you saying nigga and you cussing. Why are you mad at this man for doing exactly what you do? You're comfortable doing it in front of these kids and on video, so you have to do it at home around your kids. Don't think that just because this gentleman's in the NFL, he's not just as human as you. All right, so moving on to pop culture. Diddy. My man Diddy. Oh, I forgot about the Cincinnati Reds and the Bengals. My bad.
You good? You good?
The reason why I forgot about them because they don't exist to me.
Right.
They don't exist to me. I'm so mad with the Reds. I'm so mad with the Bengals too. Well, I can't be mad with the Bengals, but
this would be some stuff that you just kind of covered on your podcast.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to bring some. We just wanted to bring some things to the light with you. So the things that I think a lot of the city, I know we were upset about the Puig trade.
Okay.
The Puig trade. Do you think? Do you? Puig wanted to be here without a doubt, right?
Yeah.
Do you think the Reds organization would have opened up and paid Puig what he deserved? To keep him here.
Paid him what he deserved, or paid him what he was asking for? Because I mean, you always want to pay a man.
A
man always wants to pay what he's asking for more than what he.
I think deserve is the right word.
Okay, what he would deserve? Let's go with that.
I mean, if you're going off what he deserved, I mean, obviously, I think Puig somewhere up in the 150 to 200 million range.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they would have paid him that. I think that somewhere around 80 to 100 and maybe 115, they would have talked about it. But 150 to 200, I think that's what he. I mean, that's what he feel like he deserves. I think from a talent standpoint, is obviously what he deserves. But I think the only thing is they want to get more. You know, obviously they want to get more consistency out of him. Then start the season so hot. But baseball is a marathon. Everybody knows that.
So many games.
It's a marathon. You know, you can start out hot and then after the All-Star break, taper off.
Right.
Puig was doing great even after the All-Star break. But I mean, I don't think offense for them is going to be the issue. I think defense in the long run is going to be the issue for them. I think Puig would have took less than what he would have been asking for.
Right.
If they would have came and said, Puig will give you 100 over 4 years, I think he would have took that.
I think so too.
I mean, it's an opportunity to at least get another contract.
Right.
And it's at least 75% of what he wanted.
Oh, for sure.
Well, next, I mean, you know my thoughts on it.
I'm not giving my thoughts because Shaw.
Yeah. I mean, but I think the one thing that people can appreciate at least about the Reds this year, I think that they took the approach that the Bengals are scared to take.
Yeah.
This is yours.
I don't like talking about the Reds. I don't enjoy talking about the Bengals because I'm a hometown fella and I love my sports. Just so happens that Cincinnati sports, besides this year, have been so conservative. The Bengals are conservative. The Reds are conservative. Well, were conservative outside of this year. I want them to get rid of Votto. I thought they should have got rid of Votto when they got rid of Brendan Phillips. I wish they would have kept Brendan Phillips a little bit longer because on and off the field he was nice. He was what Cincinnati should have been represented like. I want them to get rid of Votto. I think that's too much. I hated the deal that they gave Brandon Phillips and Votto. And I don't think a team would take Votto. I think the only way that we could show a future is if we get rid of Votto. We bring in someone who can produce more, more on offense and defense, because I think our defense is pretty okay. I think we can work around defense somewhat. We need some people that's going to get off the base. I don't understand why we still have Lotto. I don't understand why we got rid of Puig.
Well, you said why you just said why they still have Otto, right?
Because they ain't trade him. I know.
Nobody wants the contract.
That was a stupid So,
can I get y'all's prediction for this year's record for the Bengals?
I always aim high for the Bengals just because I always wanted to play for the Bengals. I love the Bengals, even though they suck. And with the new coach, I don't. Go ahead.
Well, before AJ Green got hurt, and it was announced that he was going to miss a couple of regular season games, which is probably going to be realistically like 3 or 4.
3 or 4 games, sure.
I would have said 6-10, but now I say 4-12.
I was going to say 5. Maybe 5. 4-12 does sound nice. I think that's more realistic. I don't know. We don't have a defensive coordinator yet, do we?
Yeah, they do.
They do? Okay.
Dude from Giants, I can't remember his name, but the guy from the Giants.
It was the secondary coach, which that within itself kind of baffles me because the Giants had one of the worst secondaries in the league last year.
And they brought in a bunch of...
But they had the best safety, which is crazy. They had the irony, right?
I think I'm going to stick with you. 4-12.
But I
think... I say 5-11, but 4-12 sounds nice.
I was going to go with 5-11 just because I think they're going to sneak in a couple games. That's... Before AJ Green, I was trying to give them the benefit of the doubt.
6-10.
6-10, but I think they'll sneak in a couple games when AJ returns, and I think Mixon's gonna still have a great year. Hopefully Taylor, he can utilize the 4 running backs that we have, or 3 at least, Travion, Gio, and Mixon, get them all touches, and I'm gonna roll 5-11. That's my prediction.
I don't know. The only thing that scares me about the offense this year is we don't know how it's going to look. Yeah. They don't even know how it's going to look. This is Zach Taylor's first season as a head coach.
From a quarterback coach.
Yeah. He didn't call plays. This will be his first year calling plays. So, I understand that. All right, and this is the thing that's crazy to me.
That's what we wanted, though.
They had...
No, we didn't want him. We wanted a new coach.
Look,
this is what it...
all right, so the thing is, right, when people were saying they wanted a new coach, right, they wanted change. They wanted Marvin Lewis gone.
Exactly.
I understood that. He overstayed his welcome. He wasn't a terrible coach. He just overstayed his welcome. They gave him a lot of opportunities. He just didn't capitalize on any of them. Got him to a place the Bengals hadn't been in a while, but he couldn't get them further. Now is how do we get them further? They could have opted for the rebuild,
should have.
When you get a brand new head coach and you're trying to change the culture, change the identity of a team, you have to go for the rebuild.
I agree.
It's not too many times where a team or a coach can be a first-year head coach at that, take over a team and become successful. We've seen it in recent years. A couple of coaches have done it, but is he one of those coaches? And we don't know yet.
Don't know yet. That's what
we don't know yet, but I will go on a limb and say I'll be optimistic and say I hope he has a great season because I honestly do. I would like to see him succeed, but based upon the moves they're making, when he chose to not draft Dwayne Haskins and draft offensive linemen and build around the team that they have, the core that they have, that's telling me he believes he can win with the same team that Marvin Lewis had.
It's impossible.
And people can say all they want about, well, they started out 4-1, but then injuries happened. But the injuries are happening now. AJ Green is getting another year older. Andy Dalton is the same quarterback that fans didn't want here 2 years ago. When's the last time I actually heard somebody say, I believe in Andy Dalton was the year that he got injured against Pittsburgh when they went to the playoffs?
Pop culture, Diddy has been cited twice with Lori Harvey, Steve Harvey's daughter. And the ex of Justin Combs, Diddy is 48, Lori Harvey is 22. Shaw, since you a daddy and you have a baby girl, you got a problem with this.
Is she dating Diddy?
I like to think she is. I mean, Diddy met the family.
No, I mean, is my daughter dating Diddy?
Oh. Oh my goodness, I did not catch that.
Otherwise, we have a problem. Yes.
So if it's not Diddy.
If it's not Diddy.
If he don't come here hitting you with a no bitch ass in this shirt, it's a problem.
we have a problem, especially if her ex was Diddy's son.
Yeah.
Which in this case, we have an issue with that.
Yeah.
I know people always say age is nothing but a number, but at this point, being a father, if my daughter was to come home with somebody the same age as me, we got issues. Especially if I know that person, we got a problem, buddy. Yeah, coming from a father standpoint, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all, man.
You don't like that shit.
I don't like it unless it's Diddy. Diddy, if you gonna come date, if my daughter get of age, Diddy, you gonna come date her, that's cool with me.
Diddy gonna be pulling up in a hover round.
Hey, that's gonna be a decked out on round, boy.
It caught me. That's far left. First of all, if I'm Diddy, do I really want to be walking around with the same girl that my son more than likely had?
Yeah.
I mean,
had communion with.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta think. I mean, from his standpoint, he's 49 years old. It looks good for him.
It looks bad for him.
It
looks good for him, but it looks
it's a two-edged sword, because I mean, on one edge of the sword is your son.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Edge is you.
One edge is the sword out there. Two-edged sword. Y'all stupid. I just got that.
But
oh my goodness, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, more power to him. I mean, if Steve Harvey don't got, but Steve Harvey probably won't have an issue with it, because it's not his biological daughter.
Yeah, he right, and that's what I was gonna say.
And I think that make a difference too. It's I mean, she was gonna date somebody. Might as well date Diddy.
What?
I have a problem with it as a father. I don't know if it's the age or it's the fact that she dated his son.
Man, it got me hot talking about that.
Like, I would have to sit my daughter down. Like, what's going on? Like, Lori Harvey has been all over hip hop and sports, and she was engaged to the soccer player, and then she dated. So I would have to sit my daughter down and be like, yo, what's going on? Like, we have to have this conversation. Like, I think...
But I can't really hold her too much accountable because she's 22. I don't want to expect much more from a 22-year-old. But I expect more for Diddy, and it's going to really hurt me when he gets his heart broken again, because, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think all this is just stemming from Cassie, and he really didn't know how to deal with her. So he said, how can I get over her? Let me give her somebody younger. And that's
But he lost his old girl.
He lost his old baby mama, Kim Porter.
And then he lost Cassie. So maybe just. But I have a problem from a father standpoint, because I'm looking like baby girl. And then you got with his son, and y'all had a serious relationship, and now you with Pop. Like, yeah, it's a problem. But
what is he calling him, Papa?
I mean, it's just
can't stop, won't stop.
It's a lot of stuff going. I want to know how Justin feels.
Oh man,
like
I mean, Justin probably feel like, oh, Dad,
she's nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for all we know, Justin was the one that threw him in the loop. He could have thrown an alley-oop.
Come on, man.
He could have been like, hey, Dad.
Let's see, that's a conversation I need to have with Lori if I'm her daddy. Like, do you know how you just got played? Like, Steve had to teach her the game. I'm sorry, I spit on you. Steve had to teach her the game first.
Well, he wrote a book called Think Like a Man, so I'm sure he gave her some type of advice.
Next subject.
Family Feud.
Next subject, because I can talk about Mario's Corner. Mario, this is when we dive into you and figure out what's going on. We kind of talked about it a little bit before the show, and I was surprised. But let's, for the people, what got you into broadcasting and journalism, and what was your ambitions once you started pursuing it?
For me, I mean, I won't lie to y'all. When I was in high school, like, one of my worst subjects was English. I was, like, not because I didn't know about grammar or anything like that, or I just wasn't a good writer. I didn't care. I didn't care for it. You know what I mean? It was like I did well in other areas, obviously, science, social studies. I was okay in math, but when I got out of high school, I realized that writing and speaking is really the most valuable tool that we have as a society. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to become stronger, and I said, what's the only way I can really challenge myself? So when I got to college, I knew I love sports. So, I mean, I knew I love sports, and I knew I love talking about sports. And I knew I could look at things from a different perspective than a lot of people. And just growing up, I mean, I watched a lot of sports talk. Like, I mean, obviously ESPN, but I'm talking about back then when before it was cool to watch sports shows. I was watching sports shows. So before First Take was First Take, I was watching. It was called Cold Pizza when Skip Bayless was on there. Like no Stephen A. Smith, only Skip, and Dana Jacobson. Stephen A. Smith actually had his own show on ESPN too, called Quite Frankly, and it was a super controversial show. And I swear to this day, if they would have done the same show 10 years later, it would have caught on like that, fire. Yeah.
Because he was talking a whole bunch about political, and he was talking about how us as a coach need to catch. That was a dope show.
Yeah, and back then it was too controversial, and that's kind of why. One, it was on super late night, and two, that's why I didn't have a long run, because they were saying basically that he was tapping in and talking about things that nobody should be talking about on sports shows. Right. So when it became the thing to talk about, what other way to do it then? Bring him back in. They threw him on First Take when it was Skip Bayless versus everybody else, and then people really liked him versus Stephen A. Smith. So I mean, it made sense. But I mean, and I think honestly one of the best to do it, Colin Cowherd. Colin Cowherd is a genius.
For a lot.
He actually got a couple books out. If you get time, you should read them.
For sure.
I read his first book, and he got like every chapter is about a different sports subject. So it's not like one long book. It's just a bunch of short chapters, but it's about different sports events or topics, and like the perspective that he gives. I mean, you obviously you have your own opinion, but like when I see stuff like that. And just me being able to use my communication and my journalism degree, obviously I think it led me to the right path, and that's just kind of like why I like doing what I do. And I mean, obviously I interned for a radio show prior to graduating from college, so doing that, did some internship work with the Bearcats Media. So I got to be around a lot of that stuff on the court, off the court. See a lot of things behind the scenes, talk to a lot of guys who work for the news. So I mean, I kind of get it from all angles. Talk to athletes, get their perspective on stuff. So that's kind of what led me here today.
So with that being said, I know you probably hit on him, but who is your most influential broadcasting figure in your opinion?
I mean, it's a number of guys, because I like Stephen A. Smith for his real takes, not for the takes that he gives. I mean, I went to see him speak when I was at UC. They brought him to the school for an event. Really, really nice guy. I mean, he a New Yorker, so he kind of rude too. Yeah. But but for the most part, though, I mean, what you see on TV is who he is. I think sometimes he oversells it.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, definitely.
I think obviously for ratings, but I mean, he knows what he's talking about for the most part. Sometimes he's
shooting in the dark.
Yeah. Sometimes he is, but Colin Cowherd is even though he's so controversial in the things that he says, he always he always gives you a reason to kind of at least think about what he said.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I agree.
So I mean, the one thing that I don't like about or what he says is when he says he doesn't like quarterbacks who wear their hat backwards. Because especially he said he doesn't like professionals who wear their hats backwards, and he talks about Matt Stafford and guys like that and how they're not top tier quarterbacks, and they all have that same type of college boy, frat boy, swag, stigma to them.
Especially
you know they wear their hat backwards during press conferences, but at the same time, I've seen Russell Wilson wear his hat backwards. Not all the time, but sometimes I do. And so I mean, but the position that he puts on it, I know that Matt Stafford's not a top 5 quarterback, and I know he wears his hats backwards. So I mean, I don't know, it's kind of intriguing, but I mean, it's a lot of guys out there. I mean, Rich Eisen is a professional, has been doing it for years. He did things from ESPN, and then went on to NFL. Then got his own show. So I mean, it's a lot of guys out there, and even I will say this though, just before I get off topic, or we go on, but Dan Howard,
we talked. Yeah, I remember we discussed that.
He is the most professional broadcaster, commentator.
I love Woody.
He's just a plethora of knowledge. Like when I tell you I don't know how he does it, but he seems to know everything about every team that they play.
So breaking off off what we talked about that, how much time can you tell us how much time Howard spends preparing and how much time you spend preparing for a show?
Well, me and Howard are different people. Because Howard
I just thought it was interesting when we discussed it.
Yeah, because Howard was doing that stuff. You know what I mean? Obviously, he was on Channel 19 through my childhood.
Yeah.
And that's, I didn't have cable TV, so
that's who you watched.
That's who I watched. Yeah. Between him and then John Popovich on Channel 9. But when Dan Howard was on Channel 19 on Sports Rap, every Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, I had to watch it.
Wow.
After the news.
I like Dan Howard, but I didn't know he was that elevated.
Yeah, Dan Howard is major, like in the broadcasting world. But he told me one time when I was producing for him, because I asked him, I like to know things, I like to ask a lot of questions, and he came on the podcast before, so. But 3 weeks, he said.
What?
At least 3 weeks.
To prepare for one show.
To prepare for one, so for one game, he'll prepare, like he'll be looking up the team and everything about them for 3 weeks leading into and then like, so when the week comes when they play a team, he'll have those notes and he'll be reviewing them and going over everything he needs to, all the details. But then as soon as that game is over,
on to the next one.
But he's already prepared 3 weeks in advance. So when they go to play the next team, he already has those notes. He's just brushing up on them. Yeah, so like I know he said for UC football he starts preparing like 3 months out. Wow. Yeah, like 3 or 4 months out.
That's what caught my attention.
How long does it take you to prepare for a show?
I prepare for a show, not 3 weeks. I say like on an average week, probably about 6 hours. So I mean, I start usually like Sunday, and then we record on Wednesday. So I try to do at least 2 hours a day.
Yeah,
similar.
I mean, hopefully one day when I'm only doing it full time, I'll dedicate more time to it. But I mean, for right now, but for the most part, I'm pretty sharp.
Sweet. So you got the next one? You want me to do it?
So what is your ideal dream job? Since you just said that.
My ideal dream job. I either would like to have my own show, and I like that. I mean, TV is fine. I like radio. I think I think it allows you to communicate with an audience more so than TV. And if I weren't to do that, I would want to be a scout, a football scout.
For NFL or college?
Either.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Hell yeah, man.
Like I do a lot of, like, especially even growing up, like I used to record football games on my VCR and go back and just rewatch it. Like I rewatch plays, like I see why did this play work, why did this play not work. Even to this till this day. I got you can download it on or you can pay for it, I guess, on NFL.com, where you can go back and you can rewatch every game. And you can either watch it with the commentary, without a commentary. It's really exciting. Yeah, so sometimes like during the NFL season, like I'll break down a lot of games, see what plays work, what plays didn't work.
Gotcha.
So, who's your favorite professional team?
My favorite professional team. Ooh.
Could be NFL, NBA, MLB, whatever you got.
Probably. Well, I won't lie. I love football. I love football, and I have since I was like 10. I think it was my first love. Like I really liked baseball until I started playing football. I really like baseball. Every Saturday morning, I will wake up and watch this week in baseball on Fox.
Yeah, okay. I remember that.
Yeah, so I was a huge Derek Jeter fan, a huge Paul O'Neill fan.
Paul?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's how I became a Yankees fan.
Word.
Yeah, so
so that's your favorite team.
Yeah, that's my favorite. It's my favorite baseball team, but my favorite sports team is the Philadelphia Eagles. Like,
that's what I thought.
Yeah, Donovan J. McNabb. I told myself during the draft, whatever team he's drafted to,
that's your favorite team.
It's gonna be my favorite team.
So since Syracuse,
I follow Donovan McNabb.
Okay. Wow.
Since his senior year.
Sweet. So we're going on to one of my big topics, and watch what you say on this one. And we talked about it a little bit before the show. So, what's your favorite music artist and/or album?
Oh, it's easy. Jay-Z.
Which album? Just Jay-Z.
My favorite album or his best album? Because it's
your favorite.
Your favorite.
My favorite album is Hard Knocks Life Volume 2.
What's his favorite that he produced or that he put out?
The best album that he put out is the Black Album.
I mean,
I agree with you.
And it's one reason why I say that. And it's crazy to even think about it, because if you go back and you listen to it, because once I tell you this, unless you already know it, you're gonna have to think about it and then
listen to it.
So the intro is really the outro.
A lot of people don't catch that.
The intro is really the outro. It's a story told backwards.
Mm-hmm.
He opens the album with Biggie, closes with Biggie. And in the same album, he tells you exactly why he went mainstream like he did, instead of staying with the gritty underground sound.
And using lyrics.
Yeah.
He went pop instead of using lyrics.
Yeah, and but if you think about it, he really didn't go too commercial, but he made a lot of commercial hits.
I got you.
So,
right.
I mean, if you think about that, and then it's just every song on there is he couldn't miss.
Yeah.
He couldn't miss. And there's songs on there that I could say he's got better songs, but for that album,
it matched.
It matched. It matched well with it.
Yeah.
I agree. I can't argue with that.
And I don't think I could name another rap album that's better than the Black Album.
That's debatable, but we're not gonna go there. So tips. As you know that we're going to jot this down in our memory as well, because we're just now coming on. I think this is episode 8. Ain't it?
I think I'm on like episode 65.
Yeah.
Of our show.
So we just started.
Any angles that you can give aspiring sportscasters, podcasters, video bloggers that you can offer to not only us but our fans?
I mean, the only thing I can say is, because I can't speak for everybody. But the whole point of our podcast, Don't Question Yourself, is because, we don't say things or do things for people to like it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And everything that we say is honest. It's genuinely how we feel.
That's how you feel.
And we try to back it up with as much information as we can.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And obviously, a lot of people won't agree with it, or some people, they will say things just to get something out of you. You know what I mean? I'll say something. It's not to get a reaction out of you, but it's because it's how I feel. And if it just happens to get a reaction out of you, then we did our job.
Yeah.
But I mean, the only thing I can say is, I mean, for people that are trying to come up in like the broadcasting world or radio, TV, well, for one, you gotta be consistent. Two, you gotta not be afraid to take risks, because it's a slow grind.
Yeah.
It's a really slow grind. Like I'm not even scratching the surface. But I mean, I see a lot of people who are very successful where I work at iHeartMedia. I see a lot of guys who, again, I see guys who are older than, like way older than me, that are doing part-time work. So, I mean, and these are guys who have been doing radio stuff for a while. Guys who are former writers for the NFL. And I mean, it's a slow grind. It's not easy, but I mean, you got to be willing to do things that'll scare you.
Definitely.
As far as like, I don't know how this is gonna go over. If that's how you feel, you got to put it out there. You know, it's some people that, one thing that I don't really, I don't go for clout chasing, so I don't do it. That's why I really don't advertise my podcast on Instagram.
Gotcha.
I do it on Twitter, and I do it on Facebook. And it's a number of reasons. On Instagram, it's just more personal, just for me. And pictures change everything.
Yeah.
So, and it's people that do who post stuff up there. I'm not one of those people. Because my podcast, it's a radio podcast. It's not like, if there were a visual thing, I could see it.
That's why we obviously would do it.
If it were a visual thing, I could do it. I could see that. But ours it's a radio podcast, and I have a lot of people who view my stuff via Twitter and via Facebook already. So, and there's a lot of journalists and a lot of people that follow me on Twitter that would gain an interest in what I do versus me putting it on Instagram and maybe a couple people checking it out.
Yeah, gotcha. For sure. So, shameless plug time from our brother. He is going to not only give you where to find him at, but he's also going to talk a little bit about his podcast. So, open floor.
Well, you can go on ESPN1530.com. Podcast is Don't Question Yourself. I'm the host along with my brother Taryn Bland. You can follow me on Twitter at Mario DeRamus. It's MarioDeramus. You can also find me on Facebook. And definitely, I would say this: download the iHeartMedia app.
Got it.
Go to Don't Question Yourself.
Got that too. Saved as favorites.
And follow our podcast.
For sure.
And it's also on Apple iTunes too.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
So, yeah.
So what you're looking at is completely unscripted, free-form, top of the dome. Basically, what is catching your attention at the moment? Could be a sports topic, could be something going on in the world, could be something going on in the gaming industry. Anything like that that's currently catching your attention that you're looking at right now and viewing. So Mario, with you being a guest, a special guest, I'm going to give you the honor and privilege to please tell me what you looking at.
Right now, I'm looking at the Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's a lot going on up in Cleveland. My thing is, can they live up to the hype? Somebody on Twitter.
It's the question.
He said that Baker Mayfield is gonna win MVP this year.
Oh, that's bold.
Now,
that's a stretch.
That's bold.
The one thing I can say is it's very easy to see a lot of players, especially in their second year, decline after having a pretty good first year. And it's only a few quarterbacks that I've ever seen not have a sophomore slump. The last one was Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
Do I think Baker Mayfield is that caliber of talent? No. I don't think he should have been drafted first overall.
Absolutely not.
I think Josh Rosen is a better quarterback if we're talking about, like, from an actual, like, player standpoint. Now, is the situation better for Baker? Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
But
Do they have a line up there? Offensive line? I haven't checked that out.
It's decent.
Yeah, okay.
But one of the guards retired.
Well, Baker can scramble out.
Yeah, Baker can scramble. He can scramble out, but this is the thing. Right now there's no games played.
Right.
500. No wins, no losses. Everything is good. But what happens when they face a little adversity? We know Odell Beckham is a great talent, but he doesn't do well when seeing adversity.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield is good, but when he sees adversity, he's a little bit too outspoken. Mm-hmm. So what happens if he says something about Odell? He just said he's not afraid to call out his premier receivers. But we seen this show before.
Mm-hmm. So my guy Zamar Lee, what you looking at?
I'm looking at two things, and I'm gonna try to keep it short. I'm looking at the Simone Biles. I don't think I pronounced it, Biles.
Yeah.
I'm looking at her taking that stand, which is a beautiful stand, sister. Keep standing up for what you think is right. I'm happy that people are supporting you. I'm happy that the industry itself is supporting you. She's taking a stand on this Team USA and how she's uncomfortable going in there with the issue that they had. I love you. I support you. I'm behind you. And I'm also looking at the reflection of America in the wake of the two shootings. I'm scared. I'm at a place where I'm scared for my children.
Likewise.
I'm not scared for me, but I'm scared for them moving forward. I hate to put fear out there because I know fear and doubt is a virus that even a little drop can spread to so many. But I just want to. I'm looking at the reflection of America in the wake of that. So I hope everyone's okay. I hope Dayton and El Paso, is that right?
Yeah.
El Paso is growing and moving forward, and a rose can blossom anywhere. Just stay with it. I wish you the best. My condolences. I know that doesn't go far nowadays because it happens so often, but from one person to another, brothers and sisters, I love you. I wish this upon no one, but this is trying times, and maybe this is what needs to happen so us as a culture can move forward. But I'm hurt that it has to happen. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm looking at. Sophie,
so
what you looking at?
So what I'm looking at, a little bit on a lighter note, the world of gaming.
Oh yeah.
As kids, and even to this days, as we're taught, gaming can corrupt your mind. Kind of, it's one of the debates now. What's going on? But not only that, but people say gaming is a waste of time. I beg to differ nowadays. We just witnessed the uprising of gaming, esports, gaming. 16-year-old kids is what, $3 million playing Fortnite. So
I'm rethinking that to a degree.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, so now I'm just looking back at it, man, like, because I'm an avid Madden player now. Mm-hmm. I do it. I'm good at it. I mean, come at me if you want to on the game. Soviet Great 513 on PS and that way. But if I was to stay at it, how good could I have been? I could be getting in these competitions and making not only myself money, but my family, supporting this, supporting everything else. So I think we really need to take a little step back and assess on how we need to push the future generations as well as ourselves when we look at this gaming thing. If we're just playing it as a leisure, if this is going to be something that we can build towards as a business. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Get you a Twitch. Get a Twitch.
And that's what I'm actually looking into. I'm glad you said that. So coming soon, because I got my guy on.
Yeah.
That might be coming soon.
I must say, and I don't give kudos to a lot of people, but Sovi is one of the people that have beat me. When I was great at Madden, Sovi blew me out, and I was so high. Like, it's only been a couple people that have beat me, and I used to be a Madden player. Like, put the money up, and Sovi blew me out. And check him out. So We the Great 513 on PS Network.
PSN Network.
And I don't play anymore, but
I'm about to play one.
I wouldn't play Sobe because he blew me out. And I used to play for money, and Sobe, you can have that. I'm not playing Sobe.
Appreciate that.
Somebody play him, and if you beat him,
let's go.
I'm putting the money on you.
Get on the sticks.
Because I need my money back. Sobe blew me out in high school.
So I'm gonna play him. I'm gonna play him for you.
Got it.
Sobe blew me out in high school, and I ain't want to play him ever since. So he 21 skunked me. And I used to play Madden, but Sobe, and he beat me in 2K.
I have to get my game up on 2K, but
Madden, I wasn't a 2K player, but Sobe beat me in 2K.
I'm not that good. There's far more better players than me in 2K.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there are in Madden as well, but that's my niche.
Yeah, Madden.
That's my bread and butter.
I used to play people in high school for Madden for the money, and Sobe blew me out, and I was just like, man, what the fuck.
That's how I learned. That's how I learned. We'll move on, but I actually lost my driving school money.
Oh wow!
School.
Oh,
so that's what made me look into it. So yeah. Sorry, parents. To close out the show, we always end it with the Hallpass segment. Are you familiar with Hallpass? You know what the Hallpass
is?
So the Hallpass segment is where you get consent from your significant other to have relations with another individual. I say individuals because we had some pretty good ones that aren't, the typical ones. So Mario, without further ado, who will be your Hallpass?
For me?
Yeah.
Like if I got another person?
If you were allowed to have.
So let's say if you were married or you were in a relationship and your girlfriend, fiance, wife said, Mario, I give you a Hallpass to go have relations with whoever.
Oh.
Who would you pick?
Cruelty Tran.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing else
that pretty much came out smooth. It's like nothing. I got it.
So Cruelty, if you watching this,
we'll tag him.
We tag him.
We got you.
So mine would be the remarkable beauty, Regina Hall.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not mad at that at all.
She has her master's degree in journalism. She is smart. She's playful. She is
a really good actress.
A really good actress. I didn't even get into her accolades as an actress, but she was great. She also, I think some people say that she's also screenwritten some. She works behind the scenes. She's nice. She's beautiful, and she has the wits about her. So, Regina Hall.
So mine, the sports broadcaster being up this week, I thought I'd keep it along those lines. So she's been in the game for a while, has her own show on ESPN. Miss Rachel Nichols, man. Okay. She's getting those interviews now.
From the jump?
Yes, sir. Yeah. To me, she's beautiful. She's, she knows her sports, which my wife, she's trying. When you can find somebody that can talk to you about sports
and argue with you,
and debate with me about it, I get a little tingle.
Indeed.
Can I throw another one out there?
Yeah, let's go, bro.
We're talking about sports. Taylor Rooks.
Oh.
Taylor Rooks is
okay.
And she for Bleacher Report now, but when you say somebody that really kind of came in and created their own lane, like
for sure,
she got the hustle about it,
right?
And I like that.
Sweet.
And I mean, she's from Atlanta, so I mean, she could probably introduce me to Julio Jones or whatever. And then
I see what you're doing there, man. I see what you're doing.
Well, that's our show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Again, our condolences go out to the people in the wake of the 2 mass shootings. No one should have to go through that. From us to you, we love you. Please stay positive. We're wishing you blessings upon blessings. So do you want to say something?
Before you end, just please also remember to send us any future topics or comments to our Gmail.
Yes.
At 513mixitup@gmail.com.
We love you. Please join us next week when we have more topics. And hopefully I don't piss y'all off with my list like I always do.
Thank you, Mario.
Please follow Mario. We're going to tag him as often as we can. We love you, brother. Thank you for coming.
Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Peace and blessings. Bye.
Peace.